Hi. The reason why I look like I've kind of just survived an explosion or something and I'm kind of a bit messed up is because I'm doing NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo. How the hell do you pronounce it? Anyway, the point is that I'm attempting to write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. And so what I've been doing all weekend is pretty much sat there in my messy bed and writing. And I'm going to get back to that writing very soon, so I'm just going to film and edit this pretty quickly, so I apologize in advance if this video sucks. The topic for this week was fears and what we're afraid of, and well, I think the first thing that should be acknowledged within that subject is that I am a total wuss. And if you take me to see a horror movie, I will hate you forever because I just can't watch any horror movies at all. Because they traumatize me forever, and then I'm just kind of like, oh, I know it's fiction, I know it doesn't really happen, but it's just kind of does very bad things to my sensitive little head. I can give you an example. My friend made me watch the 3 first Final Destination movies, and for those of you who don't know, Final Destinations are very bad horror movies. They weren't even that, like, horror, scary, spooky. They kind of didn't make any sense. But the point is that after watching those 3 bad horror movies, it took me weeks to be able to not think about it. Like, there would be all kinds of freaky accidents in, say, elevators and underground and everything possible that you can imagine, roller coasters, cars. And for the next several weeks I was so afraid of all those things. I couldn't take the elevator because I was so frightened. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. So yeah, that's what horror movies do to me. Oh, and then this is stuff I'm afraid of that Doctor Who has planted in my head. Thank you very much. I was so frightened of that show the first time I started watching it. But you know, give me an angel statue or a person in a gas mask and I will fucking run. So yeah, it's not just horror movies that mess with my head, it's kind of fiction in general. I'm a bit pathetic like that. As for another sort of fears, well, I have there's the general fears, spiders, snakes, all that kind of stuff. And the weird thing is that I don't have any reason to be scared of them. There's like one poisonous snake in Finland, and that very rarely even attacks anyone, and it's only lethal to like babies and very old people. I've never been bitten by an adder. I've never been bitten by any sort of snake. I've only seen actually one snake, and that wasn't even an adder, so it's just kind of one of those things that's been planted into my head ever since I was a kid, that you should be afraid of snakes. Spiders are gross. There's no reason for it, but I'm still afraid to death of them. Like, if I see a spider somewhere, I am going to freak out massively. Another bug I really hate are those, you know, those big floaty things that kind of look like mosquitoes, but they aren't mosquitoes. They're just kind of this very big, long-legged, creepy, thin guys that they just kind of float around the place. And seriously, I hate those so much. Every time I see one, I just pretty much scream and then run away from it and then start chasing it with a folded magazine or something, trying to squash it before it gets to me. Aside from that sort of fears, like, you know, spiders and horror movies, I have a bit more, you know, personal fears, and the kind of sad thing is that most of them are kind of social fears. And it kind of varies all the way from, you know, being afraid of calling someplace. I'm so bad at calling people on the phone. Like, if I've been going to the same hairdressers for like 10 years or more, and I still can't make myself call them when I have to get an appointment, because I think it's so frightening to call someplace I don't know. And yeah, it kind of starts from little things like that, and then it ends up to the other end of the spectrum with, like, you know, I'm afraid that everyone around me actually hates me, they just don't want to tell me. That's actually something that has kind of already happened in my life on a few occasions, that, you know, people I've considered my friends have kind of lashed out on me and told me that, you know, I never really liked you. And that's the thing that freaks me out the most in life, like, as a whole. That's the thing I'm most afraid of, I think. That people actually don't like me as much as I like them. But anyway, right now I'm worried that I'm going to go insane writing my novel. By the way, I am already at 21,000 words, so I don't know what I'm worried about, because it's like day 4 and I've already written almost half of the required word count, but that's just one of those irrational things. Anyway, this was a very lousy video, but I just wanted to contribute to this week too, though I'm very busy writing. And yeah, wish me luck with the writing, and I will see the next person in the next video, hopefully soon.